Hi,
Hi.
Arash. I just want to, in a short way, give you my appreciation. You're such a wonderful mentor. I'm in your Quantum Leap coaching program. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. It's really changed my life, and that's
Uh,
what I wanted to tell you.
thank you very much. And I'm very happy to hear that. Tell me what has transformed for you?
Not letting the outside control me.
Hmm.
Lesson 10 of Quantum Leap Coaching, I listen over and over and over again. And to become a master in accepting and rejecting. If there is a thought that's not in alignment with what I want, I say, no way. And in the beginning, it was a little struggle because your paradigm gets
Hmm.
you. But
Yeah.
by listening the Q&As and doing the course and everything, I get stronger and stronger and stronger, and I feel it.
Yeah, I'm very happy for you. You know, if I told you the most important part of this philosophy is accepting and rejecting, it's the most important part. Because so, Lorette, if we look at your transformation since Quantum Leap Coaching, what's happened is you started implementing the right processes, you've been dedicated to it, and you've accepted a completely different set of ideas for yourself. There's a law that works every second of the day for us, and it's called the law of assumption. That's what accepting an idea is. Most people are naturally just accepting what they don't want. Like if we go to yesterday's Q&A, you would see people emotionally involved in accepting the outside circumstance. But that's not going to change the results. And so we want to only accept what we want. I have a one-on-one client, Lorette. I was working with them on this yesterday. And he's been working with me for a while. This was his best year ever. And we were working on accepting. And he says, I got to work at this. I said, not really. Let's make it part of your identity. And I said, this is what I'd like you to do. From now on, I just automatically accept what I want and reject what I don't want. That's all it is. We don't need to take it through a lengthy mental grind. We just say, this is part of who I am now. I know what I want. And if this is not it, I say no. That's it. You don't fight with the paradigm. You don't fight with the doubt. Because every time you fight with it, you don't fight with the results. Every time you fight with it, you give it more power. And it's going to keep you coming from lack and limitation. I'm very happy. You don't understand how happy I am. I do this work because I love hearing stories like the one you shared. And what if I told you this is just the beginning? You're just getting started.
Super.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
I'm so happy. I feel so much more at ease by letting it go and just let it.
Yeah.
And getting it out of my head what I don't want. And it feels so good. And all the Q&As you do, I listen and I pick up things and I think, oh, that's for me. And I'm going to apply that. And I love it. I love your program. I'm so happy that I found you in my life. And yeah, I can learn from you. Wonderful.
Thank you very much. And I'm happy you found me and I found you too.
Oh, thank you, Laura. What a perfect way to start today's call. On good vibes, Dan, you're up next.
Good morning.
Morning, Dan. How are you?
Good. How's it about yourself?
Very good.
I love listening to your podcast. I've been listening to you for a few years now, and I've been. I think it was in November you did the podcast, and one of the suggestions was to write out who you're going to be for the next 30 days. And I've been struggling with that. And then last night, I ended up being up a little too late because it finally started kicking in. And I could actually feel the energy of what I want, which leads me into my question is, is what I'm trying to create. You're always talking about go for something big, dream of something big. Don't let it be small. Well, what I'm aiming at is there's no other product anywhere in North America. And so there's times it gets to be a little intimidating. It's like I see an inch of progress and then dead silence
Mm-hmm.
for the longest time. Like, and then it's I struggle a little bit with, I still keep pushing through it and keep following my exercises and doing, keeping my goal card in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
But is that all I just have to do is just to
No, you're
keep
still
going?
fighting yourself. You're fighting yourself too much. You're making it too hard. Creation works the same way for a small idea, a big idea, a medium-sized idea. All you have to look at nature. It's the same process. What you have to do is remove complexity and stop thinking the idea is so big. You are bigger than any idea. So what we have to do is start with the creation process. What does it start? You have to know exactly what you want. That's number one. And you have to create clarity with that. So you write out the exact statement in such clarity that a second-year-old would understand it. Okay, now you accept that idea, and now you've got to create unshakable belief that this is a part of you. This is how you're living. Instead of going to the product, instead of going to the marketplace, it's already done. How many people are you selling your product to every month? I want you to feel like you already have that right now. And the repetition of creating the unshakable belief through, are you in any of my programs, Dan?
Not currently.
Yeah, so you really might want to think about it because you got to install the right processes. Your goal determines a process. Every goal determines a different process. And if you're not installing the right processes, you're going to always be chasing. And I want you to allow it. So the second step is you create unshakable belief. The third step is inspired action. Inspired action isn't action coming from lack, isn't action coming from need. It's action once you've installed the belief. Your subconscious mind will work through your intuition because your intuition is your compass that will tell you what the next step and the next step to do. And the fourth part is completely letting go. You're not looking for progress. You're just focused on getting so much better today. You're going to be the best version of yourself today. Every time we look for progress, we're coming from lack. So what we're putting out is going to be more lack. So you haven't I'll tell you this right now. For your goal to be achieved, you're going to have to create kick-ass processes. I'm going to tell every single one of you. And then you've got to have an amazing mindset. So you work on your mindset every day. You mentally rehearse. You build your belief installation process. You're working for from your top 20% of activities. And if you start doing this, you're going to make that big goal so small in your mind. We want to make the impossible possible. Right now, you're separate from it. You're not fused with the goal. You're vacillating between frequencies and between states. So when you do that, you're going to constantly be creating from lack. So I don't want you to do that. Okay? I want you to accept the goal. Right now, it is done. And then start giving yourself a cue. How would I feel if it was done? And you start with that. I'd feel proud. I'd feel accomplished. I'd feel grateful. I'd be super excited, right? That's how I want you to feel. Because if we're coming from lack, we're not going to get inspired action. We're going to constantly be chasing, and we're going to tie our identity into, I don't know what to do. You know how many people tell me, well, I don't know the how. I said, who cares about the how? The how is none of our business. But we're operating from an old program that is outdated that says, I've got to work harder. I've got to work so hard. And what they're doing is they're creating more lack, and their ideas are coming from lack. The people they attract, their customers, are going to come from lack. Does that make sense?
Oh, bang on.
Yeah. So that's what I would recommend.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
But I'll tell you one last thing. You're going to need patience. we all want the outcome today. But in your mind, the outcome is done today because our mind only knows the now. We're the only creature on this planet that uses time. And I want you to leverage time and use time as a tool. Okay? A lot of people sabotage themselves because they don't have patience. They don't give their idea time to grow. And the universe is never going to bring it into your life until you get comfortable with the idea. You've got to get comfortable like you are breathing instead of chasing. The only thing I want you to chase is beating who you were yesterday. I want you to chase greatness. That's what I want you to chase. There's always another level of greatness we can unleash in ourselves.
No, it makes sense. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure, my pleasure.
All right. Thank you, Dan. Ziryab, you're up next. You should see a little button that says the host is asking to unmute you.
Hi, Arash. Hi, Mikey. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to see you again.
Thank you so much. I prepared one question, but a question clicked in my mind. It is less comfortable one. But if my goal is to turn my yearly income into monthly income, and I know you have intuition, you can read on me, what you would advise me to focus on the first quarter of next year?
Well, the first thing I would tell you is you gotta fall in love with that idea. I don't want it to be a wish or a hope. I remember it was a long time ago. I was sitting in a seminar of my mentor, the first time I ever met him physically. And he put this slide up that says you can create your own economy. Then the next slide he put up that said you could turn your annual income into your monthly income. And I was failing quite a bit at that time. So that idea was so big, but I couldn't stop thinking about it for the next 2 weeks. Beknownst to me, I didn't do it consciously. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, honestly, with this work. I was just doing whatever that I could comprehend. I fell in love with that idea. So what ended up happening is I committed to it. Now, I didn't know the how, and then I ended up creating it. But if I reverse engineer what I did, I was open to the idea. I didn't shut it off. And then I fell in love with it. So for you, you've got to look at, I was telling Mikey and Elizabeth this before we started. You got to look at how serious are you to really change? Everybody wants better results. There's nobody on this call that doesn't want better results. But how many of you are truly willing to change? So you have to change. I have to change in 2025 to get my next level of goals. So you want to identify what areas are my hidden commitments? Where am I holding back? What part of my old story am I not willing to look at that is keeping me from my future goals? Okay, so if you want to turn your annual income into your monthly income, proximity is going to be key to you. It's going to be key to get the right proximity. It's going to be key to be very disciplined. It's going to be key to letting go and upgrade your standard. Those are going to be the keys.
Okay.
Okay. What's your relationship with money?
I love money.
Okay, but what do you on an emotional level?
I think I'm noticing maybe I have like I'm trying to be aware about that, but I think I have a good relationship with money.
This is what I'd like you to observe. Okay, I'd like you to observe it just this week. Watch when you spend your money. Watch the thoughts that are associated with it. Okay? Watch the thoughts because it'll tell you the true feeling emotionally. Like, are you holding it? Are you worried about it? Like, that's what I want you to know. Or do you circulate it right away? That'll tell you emotionally what your real relationship is. So if you want to turn the reason I'm bringing this up, if you want to turn your annual income into your monthly income, you have to get very comfortable with money. You have to circulate it. So watch those emotions and then ask yourself, am I making decisions from my present results? That's where most people make a big mistake, big error. They're making all their decisions based on their bank account, not based on what they want. Now, if you don't have the money, you will attract it if you make a decision. But I never want you to make a decision for or against doing something regarding money, because that's when we're creating a very limited consciousness for ourselves. Okay. Now, I'm not asking you to be reckless, because remember, in your subconscious mind, it doesn't know the difference between what's real or what's imagined. And so I want you to observe that for yourself, because that could be the one thing that's keeping you from allowing the flow in your business to take off. So take a good look at that.
Thank you, Arash. And
Sure.
I'm listening to the video you told us last week about money.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Which video did I tell you?
About the video, the guy who wrote the book, I will tell you. You told us I'm going to put it in Monday, but I found it. It's affirmation about money.
Oh, yes. Yes. That affirmation changed the game for me with my relationship with it. It just changed it. If you install it inside of you and become every word of that, you'll change your relationship literally overnight with money.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zara. Miriam, you're up next. You should see it. There you
Good
go.
morning, Arash. Good morning, Mike.
Morning, Miriam.
Everyone.
Very good.
Thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate it.
Sure.
So, my question is, how do we, you said it's easier to act our way into prosperity and the new personality we want to embody than to think our way into it. And I remember I've done some things this year that I never did before, such as I went on a cruise with my family, and I actually, I paid for it. And then I noticed when we got on the cruise too, there were some excursions we want to take to Paradise Island in Nassau. And I was just thinking about how much it would cost. And, oh gosh, I don't want to do this. I have other things I need money for, that, like important things, like the bills coming up. What am I going to do? But then I still did it and had that experience. But you said we have to feel prosperous even when we circulate the money. So what is it that I can do to feel comfortable, when I do the things that prosperous people would do, someone who's already earning it would do, and not feel like I'm in a financial strain doing it? Twice it happened to me. We even went on a short hotel stay that I really wanted to do. It was a nice hotel. And then I paid for it. And then, we had to do some things in the midst of it as well. But it was kind of like, bills, this is how much it's going to cost to pay these bills. I'm using it over here. So what do I do?
Well, number one, you got to upgrade your language.
Okay.
You are not thinking. You are letting circumstances think for you. Look how emotionally you are with the words you're using.
Yeah.
All you are is inviting more poverty into your life. So the first thing I would tell you is you got to upgrade your language to speak like you would if you were wealthy. If you were wealthy right now, if you were financially free, would you be speaking like you just spoke to me?
No.
No, so stop doing it.
Okay.
Because remember what I told you guys yesterday.
Yeah.
Nothing activates our circumstances more than language. We're literally speaking to existence what comes out of our mouth, but it's not just audibly, it's when you're by yourself. So we've got to change your attitude towards money. So you have to create a wealth consciousness. What I'd like you to do is, where do you live?
I live in Atlanta. So Hampton is about 25 minutes away from Atlanta. So Hampton, Georgia.
So I want you to go and have a cup of coffee today in an affluent area.
Okay.
By you. And I just want you to get in the energy of wealth.
Okay.
Okay. Right now is a great time because everyone's shopping for Christmas. So everyone's making money. So it's a great time for you to be in that wealth consciousness, right?
It is.
But I want you to spend $10,000 a day. I'd like you to go to a store, not look at the price tags. I'm not asking you to buy it, but I want you to say to yourself, I could pay for this.
Okay.
We have to change your consciousness. Everything is consciousness. So what is in our results is what the consciousness that we've accepted for ourselves. Everything in life is about consciousness. Now, most people don't understand what the word consciousness even means. It means how you think and feel. So I want you to think and feel from your goal. Okay, that's what I want you to think and feel, but you got to do it every day. When the bills come, say, I'm so grateful that I could pay for this, even if you can't. Say, I'm so grateful that I could pay for this. Every time a bill comes, I want you to open it right away. Don't resist. Don't push it away. Don't wait till the last second. And I want you to look at it and say, it feels so great that I can pay for this. We have to heal your relationship because it is impossible to come from poverty consciousness, to come from lack and limitation and bring abundance in. Okay? And then this is what I want you to do every morning before your eyes are just waking up. Okay? Your eyes, you're getting into this new day. You say, this is going to be the best day of my life. I'm so grateful for the abundance that is flowing into my life. Money flows to me easily and continuously. I'm surrounded by an avalanche of prosperity. Now, I want you to feel what that would feel like. And as you do that day in, day out, day in, day out, what's going to happen is you're going to slowly shift your consciousness. Deal?
Yes. Thank you so much. Deal.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Miriam. Kate, you're up next.
Hi, Arash. Again, thank you. Good to see you. I love that answer, and I love Miriam's question because it was kind of in line with what I was thinking. So I just wrote down a whole bunch of notes, and I'm going to go back and listen to that again, implement some of those things. But another question that I had yesterday, someone asked you about the vague goal or broad general goals versus specific goals. And you said you never have vague, broad goals. You always have very specific goals. And I wondered if that was also true for like a vision. My vision that I have is kind of more of like personality traits almost. And I wondered if having part of the specific goal incorporated in that vision was recommended.
Yes, you put everything in. Like if I'm doing a vision, I'm putting the characteristics that I already have, that my goal demands, that my vision demands. And then I'm putting with emotional words because you want to speak it to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind only knows emotion. So without clarity, you're wandering aimlessly. Okay, if you give out vague requests, you're going to get vague results. Okay, I want you to write out a vision of your life with great detail. Great detail. Do you know what you want?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what you want.
I would like $500,000 a year.
Okay, so this is the first thing I would do if I was doing it. I'd write the number 500,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I'd say, who do I have to become to earn 500,000? Then I'd write the characteristics. I would constantly work on my craft. I would be disciplined. I'd have a much greater standard. So I would be elevating my standards. I'd be disciplined. I act on ideas right away. Everything comes to me easily and effortlessly. So I'd make what I wanted in there. And then I'd write the characteristics, then I'd make it into a story. Like if you were writing a letter to me, you wouldn't want to write a vague letter. Okay?
Right.
I do this all the time. I'll do it for you right now. I mean, watch this. All I do is leverage ChatGPT. So I'll create one for you. And tell me if you like this. Okay, I'll just show you why this is so effective. Okay? Can you create a vision for me in great clarity with everything I'm about to say? That Kate is earning 500,000 or more easily and effortlessly. She's had the very best year of her life. She's absolutely transformed. And these are the characteristics she's built for herself. She has the most amazing standard of excellence that she's ever had in her life. She is disciplined. She accepts ideas right away within a millisecond. She has the most prosperous mental attitude. And when she looks back at 2025, she's blown away how effortless this year has been for her. She is happier than she's ever been. She is so emotionally free. And she is filled with gratitude and joy. Give me 1 second, Kate. Okay, I'm going to read it to you. Okay? Tell me if you would like this. Okay. Kate is living the most extraordinary year of her life. She is effortlessly earning $500,000 or more each month, and every day feels like a testament to her incredible transformation. She has reached a level of excellence that is unparalleled, holding herself to the highest standard she has ever known. Her discipline is rock solid, a cornerstone of her success, and she has cultivated a remarkable ability to act on ideas within a millisecond of receiving them. She carries herself with an unwavering, prosperous mental attitude, seeing abundance and opportunity in every moment. As Kate reflects on 2025, she is utterly blown away by how effortless and aligned the entire year has been. She marvels at how every challenge becomes a stepping stone and every effort brought immense rewards. She is happier than she's ever been, radiating joy and gratitude that seem to amplify all the good in her life. She is completely emotionally free, unshackled from doubt and fear, and she moves through every day with grace, confidence, and ease. Gratitude fills her heart as she looks back at the incredible year she has created, a year that has transformed her in every way and exceeded her wildest dreams. This is Kate's reality now. She is thriving, soaring, and inspired, fully stepping into her most extraordinary self. That's a vision.
I'm emotional right now. That is fantastic. Thank you.
That's how you do the vision. And, then what I would do with that is I would write it out by hand, not type it. I'd write it because you're using your senses. I would record it and listen to that every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. And now with the words that I gave, you're going to be emotionally involved. Okay. And instead of you could do it for yourself with that same way. And that's what I'd recommend. And if you want that, just text me and I'll send it to you. Okay.
Thank you so much, Arash.
But yeah, my pleasure.
All right. Thank you, Kate. Jill, you're up next.
Morning.
Morning, Jill. How are you?
Good. Gosh, I think my question is kind of tied up in all of the questions and answers that have already been given, but I'm going to ask it this way.
Sure.
My question has to do with identity and higher faculties. So in building a stronger identity, should I be leaning more into imagination to ingrain the seeing and the feeling of it? Or is it reason so I can believe it more? So I'm accepting and rejecting the right things, accepting the right thoughts and rejecting the old stories. How would you look at that from a higher faculty standpoint?
Well, while you were asking the question, there's two that you're going to work on. And it's the two you said. It's imagination and reason. But I don't want this to be a mental exercise. You got to feel like you're already that person. You're not separate from it. Okay? So a lot of people will visualize, but it's more mental. They don't feel it. So you want to really use both. When we're using our higher faculties, we're using multiple ones at the same time. So I could be working on perception, and I'm also working on my will at the same time. So perception is bulletproofing everything in your favor, and you're using your will by holding that idea. So I would use both in what you're asking, but knowing you, Jill, because I've worked with you for a while, I want you to get out of your analytical mind. I want you to do. You've got to start doing. That's how you're going to change your identity quicker than anything. You love to study, but yes. I want you to be. The study makes no difference without implementing the ideas. So that's what I want you to do. Like if I can get you to do it now within a millisecond, the idea comes, you act on it right away. You're going to change your identity literally in a week. In a week, you'll change your identity. I've changed my identity in an hour before. That's why I always say it's easier to behave our way into new identity than think our way into new identity. When we're not making decisions, every choice is a decision. If we're not great at decision making, we're not going anywhere. Decision is the start of everything. So all of you right now who are hesitating, you are robbing your identity. You are robbing yourself from the life that you're capable of living. It is never going to happen without a decision. A decision isn't when this happens, then I'll do it. A decision is right now, and it's death of everything else. Deal?
Okay, thank you. Sure. Deal. Absolutely.
Thank you, Jill. Liz, you're up next.